Are you struggling with a frustrating error message that says you do not have permission to view this directory or page? If so, you're not alone. Today, we are going to tackle this issue together and find a solution. I completely understand how annoying it can be to receive a 401 error, especially when you believe you have everything set up correctly. This is a common issue many developers face when working with APIs and authentication. Let's dive into the specific situation. One user reached out with a setup involving a website hosted on HostGator and an application on Azure with Active Directory authentication. They want to execute a PHP file on their HostGator site that pulls data from their Azure API. But they keep hitting that pesky 401 error, even with a bearer token. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So, what could be causing this issue? A 401 error typically indicates that authentication has failed. This could be due to an invalid bearer token, incorrect API permissions, or misconfigured settings in Azure. Let's break it down step by step. And stick around. At the end of this video, I will share a crucial tip that could save you a lot of time and frustration when working with APIs. To begin resolving the user's issue, we need to ensure that the bearer token is being sent correctly in the HTTP request. The user should check that the token is included in the authorization header. Next, the user should verify that the token has the correct permissions. This can be done by checking the scopes assigned to the token in the Azure portal. After confirming the token permissions, the user should ensure that the API endpoint is correctly configured to accept requests from the application. This includes checking the allowed token audiences. Finally, if the user is still encountering issues, they should review the API's core settings. Ensuring that the domain from which the request is made is allowed can resolve permission errors. Fun fact, did you know that the first web API was created in 2000? It was a simple way for applications to communicate, but look how far we've come. Now we have complex authentication systems like Azure Active Directory. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution suggests checking the allowed token audiences settings. Specifically, remove any trailing slashes from the URLs. This can often resolve the 401 unauthorized error when everything else seems correct. Additionally, ensure that the audience in your token matches your API's URL. If you're using graph.windows.net as a resource, verify if that's intentional. You can also consider using TLS mutual authentication or a hard-coded secret for machine-to-machine calls. For secret management, you can rotate it using a function app or store it in Azure Key Vault, although the latter may be more complex than necessary for your use case. Here's the tip I promised. Always keep your bearer tokens secure and refresh them regularly. This practice can prevent many authentication issues down the line. And there you have it. By following these steps, you should be able to resolve the 401 error and successfully pull data from your Azure API. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more troubleshooting tips and tricks.